Oh, all right. Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm thrilled to have Kylan here. And we're gonna have a conversation and we're gonna talk about your journey. So I want to welcome Kylan. She is a almost graduate of the Loyo Method. She has been with us for a few months now. It has been a wonderful experience, Carolyn, knowing you and getting to know you and seeing your journey. So why don't we just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, a little bit about yourself, and then I'll ask you some questions just about your journey.
Okay, I'm Carolyn. I live in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. As you can see, I'm French, but I speak English, and anyway, usually it goes well. Uh, and I've been retired for 5 years now, and I live in a house, in an intergenerational house with my daughter, her husband, and her two kids. And it's been wonderful and I love it to be with near my grandkids. And the main goal of joining the Loyo Method was to be a healthy grandma, be there for my grandchildren, be able to sit down and play with them and enjoy it. And so mostly that was my goal, and also to keep healthy throughout my future years because I have osteoporosis and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best. So that's mainly my goal. And also, of course, like probably like everybody else here, I wanted to lose a few pounds that were extra pounds that I didn't feel as good in my clothes. It's not a major weight loss that I was looking for, but it's been good. And so far, in the past 4 months, I've lost 10 pounds, almost 10 pounds. So I'm happy about this. I feel better in my body. I feel better in my clothes. I feel better in my mind. And so, your turn, Jessica.
No, that's all good things. No, I'm really happy that you're here and I'm really happy that you're sharing your story. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your, initial challenges around, I know, nighttime snacking and diet culture and kind of like that bored, lonely, emotional connection to eating chips in front of a bag of chips in front of the TV, or like, those sort of things where, I recall being one of the things that you wanted to overcome or at least navigate with a little bit more ease. Tell us a little bit about like how that was showing up for you. You're retired, you live with, in a different, like a multi-dwelling. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, usually I wouldn't eat supper with the family because they do not necessarily eat the same thing as I do. I like veggies. I like veggies. If I don't know, if I eat asparagus, it will be the whole bunch by myself. Like not just two, three spears of asparagus. It's not the same thing. And also, they're eating supper at 5 o'clock, and for me, it's way too early. Usually, it's around 6:30 that I'm having my supper. So that was it. As for um, my main problem was that night snacking. After supper, well, I would eat whatever, not necessarily chips, but that munchies, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It wasn't that bad, but it was almost every night. And also, I told you, I noticed that when I was drinking wine, I was no longer conscious of what I was eating. It was just fun and eating, and I wouldn't stop. So I realized that I was eating more as I was drinking wine. So that stopped. And also, so far, I drink wine maybe once or twice a month, but mostly with people when I have something special. And what I've done is replace, I think the wine was more like a festive thing. So now I'm replacing the wine with mocktails. So I'm trying out different kinds of mocktails. As soon as, a nice glass with the colors and all this, I love it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know, once every 2 weeks. So that's good. And drinking wine, I'm sure, is better for, well, it's better for my health. It was also better for my mood. So I don't feel as, not that I was down, I'm not a depressed person, but less lonely. And I feel great. So I feel great.
I
So
know,
what
and I feel like you've had these like great successes recently, and I'm always asking like, what are our wins and what are your successes and how are you feeling and what's challenging for you? And I know the last few times that we've met, it's like, well, I feel great. I feel great. Like, tell me a little bit about some of the successes that you've had and some of the results that you feel like you're really proud of.
one of the quickest results that I've noticed is that I decided to do the reset. Some people, like you were saying, were waiting for later or maybe not doing it at all at the beginning. So I started with the reset, and for me, that was a good start. And simply by eating protein at each meal, that almost got rid of my night snacking in like right away. Like it's rare that I feel like to eat something after supper, or if I do, well, it will be something healthy, like an apple with peanut butter, or could be yogurt with fruits. So I won't fall back on chips, cookies, or all these things. So that was the quickest, like, I don't know, quickest results for me, or it was just my mind. This time I was, how would you say that? I was ready to commit and make conscious decision to eat healthy and no longer have that diet my mentality. So if I eat bacon, I eat bacon, and that's fine with me. I won't eat bacon every day, but if I go out for breakfast with friends, I will eat. If I feel like bacon, I will eat bacon, and I won't feel guilty about it. And that's great. So that's what I've been doing. And like I was saying, there's all kinds of different things. Is that just doing this interview for me is a big thing, and participating in the coaching calls and speak in front of people, that was a big thing for me. So that was the start, just that. And I go to the gym, exercise, and so I started making new friends. It's a lot of self-care. We started making new friends because working out at home for me, I don't know, I just don't feel like doing it. It's not fun. I need people around me. So meeting new friends after at the gym, going out for breakfast, and now I went to a karaoke night that somebody invited me to. Not something I'm comfortable with, but I went. So it's a lot more confident, I would say. Confident, happy. It shows in my demeanor. Like I feel, you know, I'm a smile. I always have a smile on my face, but now it shows like it's a real smile, if I could say. And we went to a spa again. It was great for the whole day. So it's been all positive things. And going at the gym, I started to do some little weight training with dumbbells, just 2 pounds and 5 pound, 5 pounders. And that I feel in the last month that made a big difference for me. I see my body change, maybe not on the scale where I don't really weigh myself once in a blue moon, but I can feel it in my clothes. I feel more defined. I feel stronger. So all big wins, all wins,
I,
big.
I love it. I love when First of all, I'm so proud of you. Like I love that you're doing this. We were talking right before and you got so nervous and it's like no knowing that you can step into discomfort over and over and over again and come out on the other side just that much better has been a pattern for you and it
Yeah.
shows. Like your confidence levels are building, and they're having this like massive ripple effect in other areas of your life. So we're not just talking food. And, it's like you come in for weight loss and you leave with like all these other things that are happening that we don't even expect. And just like, your energy is different. You look different when it comes to that positivity and that confidence. And it's just so nice to see that. I always, someone said this to me a long time ago. I don't know if I would take it to this extreme, but it's stuck with me, which is if you don't do something every day that kind of makes you want to throw up a little bit, do something that makes you feel like that. And like kind of take that with whatever you want to take that with. But the point is that it's like, you can dive headfirst into the fear or you can dip your baby toe into the fear. Either way, it's taking a little bit of a step to discomfort, because what positive successes and like, what really comes from the place of comfort? Nothing. Like we stay stuck when we're comfortable. And so change is always going to happen in the place of discomfort. And change is uncomfortable and it's scary. And it's also the most impactful. That's the place where we can have such an impact. And so I'm like so proud. You showed up to coaching, you came on with your camera on. You were like, that was so hard for me to like put my camera on, right? And that's very common for women to be like, I don't want anyone to see me. I don't want to talk. I don't want I want to just like hide over here and kind of do my work quietly over, in the corner. But like, look what happens when you sort of rip that Band-Aid off and show up. And it's so awesome to see that. I know that you got COVID at one point too, and like that did not derail you as it might have in the past, right?
Mhm.
I think that was back in like over
And
the
I
holidays.
say, Jessica, is that you make us feel comfortable. So that makes a big difference. Like we feel heard and you give us feedback. And that was the greatest thing of that whole journey.
Well, that's amazing. And I appreciate you saying that. Um, so tell me a little bit more, one more sort of thing. I think we hit most of your wins and successes.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think what else we had talked about. Oh, right, aches and pains, right? Didn't you say
Yeah.
something about that?
But yeah, I was looking yesterday, I was jotting because I took notes all over the place, but less aches and pains, better sleep, better mood, more joyful, strengthen my body, no cravings, more energy, more confidence. Uh, and now it's more looking at nourishing my body. For me, that term nourishing my body really resonated with me. I want to nourish my body. I don't want to give it crap. I want to nourish my body. So, okay, maybe I'll eat more, but with good things. And like you were saying, like high quality dark chocolate. Well, I bought three bars like 3 weeks ago. They were on sale. So I said, oh, dark chocolate, good quality. So I bought them. And they're still in the cupboard. So I haven't eaten them at all. So I say, well, that's great, but they're there. And I had loved the tip that you had told us that just eat one piece and freeze the rest. So I loved it. But anyway, I didn't open them. So I didn't do that yet. So that was a nice, a nice tip.
That in itself is so huge because so many people are like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't even bring the chocolate into my house. And I know that the nighttime snacking and some of the mindless snacking or the emotional snacking was a challenge for you, right? Just as it was for me, a while back. And there comes a point in time, and I want everyone to realize this, that yes, you can bring it back into the house once you start to make these habit changes up here around you and your health and your own emotions and your own eating behaviors. It's that work, that those habits that get built, over the course of time, that there comes a time where you're like, meh, ice cream. it can be there. It doesn't have to be there. I don't really, I don't really care either way. It doesn't bother me either way. Yeah, the chocolate's there. I'll eat it if I want to, or it's there and I don't really pay it much mind. It's not controlling me anymore. It's not calling my name and, you know, saying, eat me, eat me, eat me. Like there comes a time where it's just an intentional decision and it is when it is, and it's not a binge and it's not a mindless experience, and it's there if you want it, and it's there, for as long as you want it to be there, and it's not a big deal. And that's a really great place to be. That's a really amazing place to get to, and you can get there, right? We see this over and over again.
But I must say, like, chocolate's fine, but I wasn't eating chocolate every night. So for me, it's there as a backup sweet. If I feel like something, well, sweet, let's say. But if I didn't bring, let's say, if I want to, I didn't bring ice cream. I don't have ice cream in my fridge. I don't have chips. I don't have this. So this, I'm not sure if I would have it in the house, if I would resist. This, I'm not sure, but I know it's not good for me, so I don't buy it. And I'm lucky, living alone. I don't have to deal with everybody eating chips around my face, and or you buy chips for this and cookies for the kid and this. Well, I'm by myself, so I choose what I put in my pantry. So right now I do have a clean pantry. My daughter sometimes says, "No, there's nothing to eat here." Well, that's it. That's the way it is right now. So
What would you
I don't know,
tell, yeah, Carolyn, what would you tell other women who may be listening? What would you tell other women who might be in your shoes?
to about relating to
Like if someone was going through your journey last, like you were last November, what would you say to them? What advice would you give them?
uh, try it. It takes work, but it's definitely worth it, and do something for yourself. Like some people, like again, I'm by myself, so I only have to take care of myself. But for people, for ladies who have families, well, you think about everybody else, think about you, and it's really what we were calling self love. Like just give yourself that gift and get rid of the diet mentality once and for all.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. Well, I so again appreciate your courage and your willingness to share your story and your ability to show up yet again in front of the camera. Kudos to you. Huge, congrats to that confidence and, to all of the successes that you've had before. It's been a pleasure and a privilege, and I'm so grateful that you were willing to share today. So thank you so, so, so much. Have
You're welcome.
yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon, everyone. All right. Bye, Carolyn. Bye, everyone.